Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Before we move forward, let's hit that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you're all well, having a okay Monday, because to be honest, where I am, it's fucking miserable out there. So that's how I feel right now, just a little bit. I am happy that Chelsea did qualify, don't get me wrong. Thank you to the Spuds. That's the only ever thank you they're ever going to get from me anyway, but thank you very much for helping us do that. Before we move forward, please smash that like button. If you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe. We are doing a giveaway. I will be doing a giveaway. It's going to be over on the Instagram page, which is in the description below. So make sure that you go and follow over there, because it's going to be at some point this week. Potentially a choice of kit that you desire. Ain't going to be just a Chelsea or a Man United. It's just going to be whoever wins, whatever kit they want. Cool, we'll do that. But let's get on with it. Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 2. And what a fucking shit show.
Other way around, Jim. Other way around.
Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1, and what a fucking shit house, yeah? Absolute fucking shit house. What kind of performance is that? A performance that, let's be serious, right? We played Leicester midweek, yeah? And if we would have played Leicester the way we did then in the FA Cup final, we would have won that game, right? So we go into that game, we get all the most important 3 points of the season for Chelsea, in my eyes, to come back and beat them like that, yeah? And we beat them convincingly beat them, yeah? To then go to Aston Villa, knowing that we need to put in the same type of performance as we did midweek, and go and drop a shithouse like that is unexcusable, is embarrassing, and is not at the standards of this football club. I'm sorry. And it's not just Jorginho, it's not just fucking Werner, and it's not just Pulisic. It was all of them. Every single player on that pitch needs to hold themselves accountable for that performance, because their mentality, their attitude to that game from 0 to 90 was fucking shit. Yeah, it was embarrassing. I was more angry. I got to the point where I wasn't even angry about individuals. The individuals, I just expected it to a degree, yeah? It was more of just the mentality, the way that they were playing, no hunger in them, no desire, no fight. You know, it was nothing. Yeah, Aston Villa, they were shit. What did they do the whole game? We gave them, number one, we decided to ball watch from a corner, which they scored from. And number two, all right, Jorginho decided to do a forwards tackle in the box, which he shouldn't have done. Yeah, he shouldn't have done. And that's the only way they fucking won that game yesterday. They didn't do anything else other than that. What did Grealish do? What did Ollie Watkins do? What did any of them do? But that's the same problem that we've had all fucking season. We dominate games, and the reason we lose games is because we allow them to win these games, because we give it to them, because we lack concentration. We lack concentration at the wrong blimmin' times. Yeah, and it's not good enough. It's not okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, we got Champions League. Cool, wicked. Yeah, I'm calm about it. But we needed Spurs to do that, you know, and it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. And I have got stats, and I will be showing you every single player's stats. And I don't care if it's fucking Mason Mount, Jorginho, Werner, you know. And I'm fed up of people just scapegoating one or two people. It's fucking all of them, and you're going to see it. It's all of them. There's not one player. I don't even know how we can give a player of the season. I don't even know. When you look at these stats, I don't get it. Why are we giving players player of the season? I know they have to get it by merit. They don't deserve it. Not from their stats. I'm sorry. It's just not good enough. But guys, you're here. Lambs, Slens, Winter Surfer. I'll let you say how you feel about the game before I start showing stats and whatever. But yeah, how you feeling?
Everybody knows how I already feel, so I'm just going to keep quiet for a while.
Several videos yesterday.
Listen, the best way to describe it is our man of the match yesterday was Harry Kane and Gareth Bale. That was our man of the match. That's the best way to describe it. And it's embarrassing. I never want to ask Spurs for any favours. Listen, it's embarrassing enough that we're competing for top four. But to be pushed through the line, past the line by Spurs, it's even more embarrassing. Come on, like the standards, as you said, Jem, the standards. I don't give a shit about listen, Jorginho, I've defended him. I don't give a shit about anyone of them anymore. No affiliation to any of them whatsoever. And it's honestly every single one of them. No association, no affiliation. I feel no emotional connection. I don't care about them anymore. Honestly, what I care about is my club and the betterment of my club. And honestly, until they win trophies, I'm not defending any of them. I'm not going to be loyal to any of them. They can all, honestly, I don't want to swear too much, but they can F off, man. They pissed me off yesterday. It was
I'm not even
embarrassing.
going to do a player range, though. You know,
Jeb,
I'm not
the
even
most
gonna talk
embarrassing.
about
I keep saying this. The most embarrassing thing, yeah. You know, Tuchel let them know about the result 2 minutes before the end. So he let them know that we made top 4 2 minutes before the end, which means for 89 minutes, these pricks had no mentality because the urgency wasn't there. From our captain to our youngest player, it was all embarrassing, honestly, man. But yeah,
It was, and before Andrew goes, I'm not doing a rating show today. What's the fucking point? They're all shit. I'm not gonna sit here and start going, Aspie, Thiago Silva, Jorginho, Kovacic. Oh, mate, Kovacic dropped some stinky.
Terrible, terrible.
Andrew,
he was terrible.
go on, Andrew.
I said this last night on the stream. It was on Sarcasm City. You know what felt like getting that 4th place? It felt like we got it because we were an alternate. Do you know that it felt like they already gave away that position, but someone else couldn't fulfill their duties, and we're the first backup to get that. I mean, we got our dead asses dragged across the line by Spurs, and I'm not thanking them because that's embarrassing. I agree with Slens. Until this team does something, I'm not bigging them up. So they're not getting individual praise when they win a game. I'm going to say that's your job. That's what you should be doing. I'm also now starting to not like most of this team. Like, I don't like them. Like Certain says, I have no affiliation with this team.
Don't like them.
What I mean is that they haven't got my trust and confidence yet. Do you know what I mean? Like old Chelsea teams have, because they won stuff, and maybe that's unfair. But that's because as we discussed backstage, my standards are higher than some other Chelsea fans. Yeah, my standards are winning, and this team hasn't done it. And until they do, I'm going to be none of this player FC, none of this Hive crap. I'll change my thing now because I've got Edward Mendy back in it, so I'll have to change that because I'm a hypocrite otherwise.
Andrew,
I'm just not there. Team is just like you said, Jim. I don't know why this team has a Player of the Year, because it's been a disappointing season. It shouldn't have Player of the Year, and I just don't understand. Chelsea fans should think of the team first before players. Unfortunately, they think of players first before the team, and that's
Can I say something, by the way, before you go, John? You know how we all, with rival fans, we all argue, Werner's better than this, Havertz is not a flop. I'm not going to defend them anymore. I'll do it with Lampard. I'll do it with Terry. I'll do it with all these, man, because listen, not Terry so much, but listen, these guys have done things for me. They've won trophies. Yeah. So I'll back them. But these guys, I don't care. Just cuss them out. Rival fans, cuss them out.
I'm going to be honest. The thing that pisses me off the most, right, is the fans. Our fan base pisses me off. Yeah. Because all this fan base want to do, and I see it all over social media, is defend their player. It's like they've got this emotional attachment, like they're fucking married to these players or something. Like, listen, when a player's been shit, criticise them. At the end of the day, the only emotional attachment I've got is Chelsea Football Club, not Jorginho, not fucking Werner, not whoever. Do you know what I mean? None of them. Because at the end of the day, these players come and go. Chelsea Football Club don't. Chelsea Football Club is here forever, ever and ever. And players will come and players will go. Yeah? And at the moment, none of these players in the team deserve defending. Why are we defending players that don't deserve to be defended? That's just what annoys me the most with our fan base. There's no meaning behind trying to defend. It's not like we're title champions that have done this and won that and done everything. You know, they've proven it. Like Andrew said, like the old batch where you could defend them to a degree. You know, like you can't do that with these lot. So stop the agendas. Stop the agendas. I will get these stats up, and everyone that's got a hive. Everyone that's got a stupid hive, I'm going to show you what you're defending, because it's just getting stupid. Lambs, what are you saying?
Like you guys pretty much said it brilliantly. I just literally echo most of you guys' points. I was on a guy I was watching on yesterday, and literally just to echo what Slens was saying. I was sitting there and I was telling the screen, I was like, you don't want Champions League. I said, you don't want Champions League. You, man, do not want Champions League, because the way you're playing right now, you don't give a crap. And that's what worries me the most. Like, it's the mentality. We are playing probably the best team in Europe right now in the Champions League final in less than a week. And this is the mentality that you put out. Like, guys, we should be worried. We've already bottled one final due to the same mistakes, the same things. We're constantly sitting here talking about time after time. You know, the same things, nothing's changed. We're not being clinical enough. That's like, it's the same old story, dominating possession, nothing in the final third, you know what I mean? And it's frustrating because, like you said, it's not just any one player. Yeah, I know I had a lot of energy and slander for Jorginho yesterday. Like, I still have that same energy, but it's not just him. Like, Pulisic is a problem. You know, Timo Werner, so damn frustrating. So frustrating. Kovacic dropped a stinker yesterday. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just any one player. The only reason why I had that energy for Jorginho is because after 3 seasons, in my opinion, I think enough is enough. You know, he's not a big game player. If I'm sitting here relying on him to pull out, you know, a world-class performance in the final or the last game of the season to secure us top 4, he's not the one for me. And it's not just him. It's a lot of them. Like, a lot of these players do not deserve to play for Chelsea Football Club. I don't think they know what it means to play for Chelsea Football Club yet. And considering this is not Tuchel's team, he just came in and inherited the squad. You know, he's done a fantastic job. He's done a fantastic job to even get us into these Champions League spaces, to even get us into 2 finals in the first place. Yeah, we bottled one. We've still got another one coming. From what I've seen yesterday and in recent games, I'm not convinced, but...
And Lambs, how good was the alcohol, Callum said?
Listen, I'm gonna be riding this banter for the whole week. So just bring it, guys. Just bring it. Listen, because I was reading the comments after the Midnight Vibes stream yesterday, and they were literally all about me, and I was just, oh god.
Samuel. No, not all Chelsea fans said play for the rivals. This is what people got to stop saying. No one speaks for Monster. Monster speaks for himself. Like he said 1,000,001 times, Monster speaks for himself, right? So at the end of the day, don't say because Monster said it, we said it. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, 200 million for
don't blanket us.
I heard that as well. Big up to you, my man. Look, we are going to dive into these stats, yeah, but before we do that, we will go, rather than just bring up each and individual player, we're going to talk about a player. I'm just going to bring out some players. We're going to talk about them as a group, and you guys can have your say about them as well, because some more than other. I'm not going to throw people like Mendy in there and talk about them. There's nothing to talk about. For me, Aspie as well. Like, I don't really have much to say about someone like Aspie as well, other than he's playing in the wrong fucking position all the time.
Just on Aspie, I think it's time to stop playing him as a right wing back.
But why are we playing him right wing back in the first place? Why does he keep playing?
I thought he did it for Leicester. I thought he did it for Leicester only, but why? Yeah, same.
Why do we keep opting to this right wing back Aspie and playing Reece James in this right centre back role? It just doesn't make any sense. And again, you could just say, oh, because they've got Ollie Watkins up front or Jack Grealish running down the wing. Or, why? When have we ever vacated? When has ever Aspie had to be changed because he's become a liability playing in that position? He's never become a liability playing in that position. He's always played well in that position.
Do you know what I think it is, Jem? I think it's more Reece James being that right wing back. I don't think Tuchel's been impressed, so he's kind of switched them over. I don't think it's a slight on Aspie, which is this is only a guess, obviously speculation. I'm not sure, but
I don't know, man. I think Reece James played well at right wing back. I thought he's improved as the season's gone on, especially like later stages. I thought he just played him there. He moved him there to counteract Vardy for the 2 Leicester.
Andy, do you not think he trusts his Cho? So he thinks he has no choice. So maybe he wants Reece James to play that position in the long run. He just thinks I haven't got anyone to play in that position. So he throws Aspie there. Because Aspie's not the long-term answer, is he? Do you know what I mean?
I was thinking, like, in FA Cup final and all these games, it's like, I don't care about defensive record, just outscore the bastards. So I was thinking yesterday, bring on Cho at right wing back and play him a bit more, but then obviously we were hampered with Mendy's injury at half time, so we're down 1 sub already. It's like, I don't know why. See, I don't know why he thought of bringing. And we haven't got a Ziyech agenda, but I just thought maybe Cho was a bit more eager, a bit faster. You know, could do a bit more. Ziyech, and me and Sten's maybe different. I didn't think Ziyech added anything yesterday. I know at all. Any impact.
He's another
it's strange, man. I don't think he doesn't know his. We all know he doesn't trust. I don't think he trusts in a lot of these players. So.
Shall we start with the front three? Because for me, they were just shit.
That's our biggest problem, John. We have to start with that.
And it doesn't matter what front three it is. It just doesn't. Exactly. I mean, Havertz, when he came on, to be fair to him, is the only one that I ain't gonna. He should have scored. let's be serious, when it hit him in the shin and went over the bar.
Yeah,
but other
yeah.
than that, he
He
had
made
more
the
about him
big difference,
when he
right?
came on
When
the
he
pitch.
came on, at least like the chances, the
Focal
more
point. Focal point.
Yeah, of
Focal
course,
point.
of course. But
Focal
he doesn't
point.
get away with it though because he's been inconsistent this year. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
So we started with Mason Mount, we started with Timo Werner, and we started with fucking Captain Bollocks. That's what I want to call him at the moment. Yeah, them three started. Yeah. What is going on? Because for me, when I watch it, I feel like I think it's a chemistry issue. I just don't think it works. Like they're not understanding each other, making runs off each other. Or if Werner makes a run, they're not seeing him making runs. They're always looking to play easy passes. When Christian Pulisic has got the ball at his feet, it looks like he's on fucking ice skates. Like he literally can't keep the ball at his feet. Mason Mount, who usually performs pretty well, struggled to hold the ball up. Was wasteful in front of goal. He should have scored that one in the box. I don't want to hear excuses for him. If that was Timo Werner, it would have been all over Twitter. Oh, he missed another one.
true.
Look.
No, it's facts.
Do
It's facts.
you know what I mean? And it's not good enough. It's just fucking not good enough.
I think this is the worst attack for the past 17 years.
Andrew, can I just say, you're proven right statistically.
Yeah.
Listen, there's never been a team that scored less than 10 goals as a top scorer.
We're going to show
and
it.
got top. Oh, sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will say this: please do not play Werner centrally in an attacking position. He just doesn't do anything. Okay, he doesn't hold up the ball. He can't pass properly. He doesn't get in the positions right because he can't play that position. He plays out wider off the top. Okay, that's what he's better as. Mount is not that high up of an attacker. You have to drop him deeper. He can't sustain the attack like that. He can't set up. His final ball is not that good. And looking at statistics, everyone's going to say he's created loads of chances and his assists. But if you look at we'll show it later. I'm not spoiling, but his assists, there is context to his assists and how he assists. And then Pulisic. Any mention of Pulisic and Hazard in the same breath, you are getting muted or deleted from me, because Pulisic now for the past month, all the Pulisic support has been going, he just needs to run. He just needs to run to get a full. He has been dog shit the past month.
Well, if Connor was here, he'd disagree with you because he loves him, doesn't he? And
he has been absolute gem. I remember last week people told me that when he came on in the FA Cup final, he added something. I don't know what he added apart from an extra body on the field because he didn't do anything. And you know
Were they
what?
talking about last year's cup final, Andrew?
Oh, I don't know. But I just don't. This attack, it just doesn't do anything. And the problem with this attack, because it doesn't do anything, it falls back to the midfield. And the midfield is not set up to create. This midfield is set up to defend. So then everyone gets on Jorginho and Kovacic like they're supposed to be spraying balls all around and putting through balls when that's not their primary job. Their primary job is to defend. That's why we play wing backs.
They've got to keep the ball moving,
they've got to keep the ball moving. But how can you keep the ball moving when you've got Pulisic, Werner, and to a lesser degree Mount? They can't hold the ball, they can't pass properly, and they don't shoot properly. I mean, that's why we're having Rudiger or Zuma shooting from 40 yards out.
Oh, that winds me up when they do that. I swear, I know they're going to do it as well.
Or Kovacic shooting. It's like Kovacic. It's like, that's Spiliqueta yesterday. That basically your teammates are saying to you, the attackers, you are so shit at the moment. I'm having to resort to shoot because I don't trust you guys. And it is statistically the worst attack in Roman Abramovich's era. And we've seen some shit strikers.
That's an actual fact.
We've got facts for that. I need Chelsea fans to open their brains for once, and stop sitting on the bench for their fucking hives, and actually look at what the situation.
This is the problem, bro. Listen, people love to pick out the front three, right? And they love to replace the front three. But understand, whatever hive you have, the guy that you rep will come on and be inconsistent. And then you'll be in the mud. You'll be an idiot. That's what I'm saying. Honestly, listen, you'll be repping Ziyech. You'll come on for 5 games. You'll look like crap. Then you're in the mud again. But the other guys repping Pulisic. And we saw what he's like. So stop trusting these guys. That's my advice to you.
What do you do though? Let's be serious, because Pulisic is not performing. Ziyech is fucking not performing. Havertz is in and out of his performances. Yeah. Werner just fuck knows. Yeah. He just, I don't know with Werner.
Is it the formation?
I don't know if Tuchel's just literally just trying to rotate our attacking players, but I feel like out of all of them, even in glimpses, maybe Havertz has offered us a little bit more than I think Ziyech and Pulisic have. So I don't understand why Havertz isn't starting and these men constantly keep on getting minutes when they haven't shown us anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, I know Havertz missed a bag of chances against Real Madrid. I'm fine, Jerry. Thank you very much. I mean, it's a bag of chances against Real Madrid. But at the end of the day, he was so clinical. Like him and Werner, they linked up so well together, you know? Man's out here nutmegging crease. He looks comfortable. And the potential we know for Havertz is there. Like, consistency, I don't know. I think that's down to, like, he starts one game, then he gets dropped in another game, and then he starts one game.
Lambs, what do you do if you're Tuchel, though? Who do you start? Because he tried to start a consistent one, right? I've really noticed. Pulisic, Werner, Mount, right? He tried that.
Pulisic has not been consistent. I would say if out of all of them, the person
he's been consistently bad.
The person who's like probably been the most consistent is Mason Mount. Yes, I'm not saying he's brilliant because he's not. Like, he doesn't finish chances, fucking ruins them in the final third. Like, we've seen it. But I'm saying, like, in terms of like making runs into the box, hard working, like that is Mason Mount. I feel like technical ability and gift, and I know he's lacking a bit of clinical edge, but Kai Havertz, because he has shown that to us as well. And obviously Timo Werner's pace is something that he offers us. But again, he's somebody...
If this guy had no pace, I'm
not going to defend him. I'm so frustrated with the amount of misses that Timo Werner has done this year. Like, it's actually frustrating to think the position, the points that we could have right now, if some of those chances were. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here defending him. Like, he's the most frustrating in my opinion.
People may laugh at this, but if we replaced Werner with Danny Ings, in this season. No, what I'm saying is Danny Ings is a better finisher than Timo Werner. In the positions Timo Werner has, like in front of goal, where he's missed so many, Ings would have smashed that. We're talking about a guy, Danny Ings, last season scored over 20 goals for Southampton.
Andrew, I told you. Listen. David McGoldrick scored eight Premier League goals for Sheffield United. Okay, he scored 8 Premier League goals. Werner scored 6. So replace Werner. What happens? I promise you'll score more goals.
You know what? I'm gonna drop the stats, but before we move forward, there's nearly 45 of you here. Please smash that like button. If you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe to the channel as well. We're about 20 away from 1.1k already, we've moved pretty quick. So
goes fast, doesn't it? Goes up after 1k.
It's moving so quick now, it's madness. But yeah, thank you very, very much.
Well deserved. Come on, keep subscribing.
Let's get these stats up because I can't hold back anymore. I've got it. And there's enough of you here to see this as well. Right, so this is just Premier League. Yeah, I'm not even getting involved in Champions League, fucking FA Cup, any of these cups. This is just Premier League, right? So we've won 19, lost 9, scored 58 goals, conceded 36. Right, we've had 18 clean sheets. Yeah, if you scroll down and you look, right, we've scored. Where was it? No. Players, right? So our player stats. Jorginho is on our top goal scorer with 7 fucking goals, right? Tammy Abraham's second. Mason Mount is Mount and Tammy are the same, all right? 6. Right, we're going to get to saying else. I'm going to show you in a minute. Timo Werner's our highest assister, with 8. In terms of passes, Thiago Silva's done, I think, the most passes. In terms of shots, Mason Mount's had the most shots, which is, again, let's get it right, guys. That's not a good thing because he's only scored fucking 6. All right.
Our centre back has made the most passes.
I ain't finished yet. Tackles, right? And N'Golo Kante, who's not even played most of this. I mean, he's been in and out. Let's be serious. With 79 tackles, aerial battles 1 goes to Kurt Zouma. Clearances go to Kurt Zouma, the guy that we've called absolute shit. Yeah,
that has the best aerial presence and is our highest goal scoring.
Did you see what I mean? How backwards the eye test is? Wait, what is it? Yeah. Interceptions, Kante again with 59. Offsides, it's obvious. Look, 27 fucking offsides. God. Timo Werner, yeah.
41
Every's leading to a goal. Does that really surprise you? 3. He's only played 7 games for Chelsea in the Premier League, and he's blooming allowed 3 to happen. Yellow cards in N'Golo Kante probably because he tackles more than everyone. That makes sense when you think about it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then red cards, Aspie with 1, right? And now if we move on to
and that was yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing, by the way.
Where's it gone? Lost it. Oh, where's it gone?
Guys, can I give you an interesting fact? You know, before you move on, you know,
Oh,
on
here we go.
Ancelotti,
Yeah.
we scored 101 goals. 101 goals on Ancelotti. We scored 58 this season. Just to give you some context, incredible. Man.
Right. This is where it gets.
season.
This is where it gets really tasty, right? So this is the individual players, right? These are the players that we big up so much. Mount have, Werner have, Jorginho have, yeah. All of these people, yeah. Christensen have, right? So Christensen's played 17 games, yeah, 17 games in the Premier League, and we've kept 8 clean sheets with him. Fair enough. That's not too bad, is it? That's near enough over sort of half of his games that he's on there. Kurt Zuma's played 24. We've only kept 9. That don't look too good. Don't get me wrong. The good thing about Christensen, to be fair to him, in terms of goals conceded when he's on the pitch, has been 0 in the Premier League. So that is pretty impressive. I'll give him that. That's a massive thing, right? Forget all the midfield. Ben Chilwell, right? Now I'm looking at goals and goals, yeah? So look at Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell's got 3 goals, right?
Yeah.
Aspie's got 1.
Yeah.
Where was it? All right, so we get to it. Hakim Ziyech, right? Hakim Ziyech, who we bought for how much? 30 mil, yeah?
37
yeah.
He's got 37 mil, even worse. He's got 2 goals in the Premier League in 23 appearances, and he's had 3 fucking assists. This guy was top assister in the Dutch league, yeah? He's came to the Premier League and he's dropping 3 assists in fucking 23 games. Poor, right? You look at Jorginho, yeah? Jorginho's played 28 games, right? He scored 7 goals. All right, bearing in mind they were penalties. I think all of them, weren't they? To be fair to him, yeah. And he's only got 1 fucking assist in 28 games from a midfielder, right? And I get what Andrew's saying. He's a deep line. He's not meant to be creating. Fair enough. But it goes back to my question of how we don't create from midfield. It's always, I don't know.
It's only got 2 less than Ziyech.
Yeah. Look, all right, N'Golo Kante, right? He's scored no goals this season, but he's had 30 appearances, but he's assisted 2. Yeah, he's got more than Jorginho, and he's got more than fucking Kovacic, right? Look at Kovacic, 27 appearances, yeah, and 1 assist. He's got 1 assist. N'Golo Kante, who's all right, he's played a little bit more than them 2 more or 3 more games than them 2, has got 2 assists. Yeah, the guy that everyone's like, can't create, can't assist. You'd rather have Jovicic in this. There you go, all right. Then we go on and move on to Mason, Hive, Money, whatever, Johnny, if you're watching Mount, yeah. He's played 36 games this season, yeah? 36 games. So he's played pretty much every game.
That's the most, I think, in our squad. Yeah.
He scored 6 goals, and he's only got 5 assists. And this is the player that we're touting to be our player of the season. I'm sorry, when does our standards drop so fucking low? Like, what is so good about that? Like, and don't get me wrong, he has been good. He's been good compared to he's been good in terms of the bad bunch that we've got, because I ain't even finished yet, all right? Yeah. Christian Pulisic, 27 appearances, right? People say, but he's been injured. He hasn't been playing much. He hasn't, he's played more than he's not played. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goals, 4. Yeah. He's 2 away from Mason Mount, and he's having a shit season. Yeah. And he's got 2 assists. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you move on to, I ain't getting Billy Gilmour involved because Billy Gilmour has not played. Kai Havertz, for example, right?
Yeah.
He's even played 27. He's made 27 appearances, 4 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah.
75 million,
Yeah, 75 million on that. Wait, we ain't finished yet, bruv. Let's get to our strikers. Timo Werner, 35 games, 6 fucking goals and 8 assists. He's got more assists than goals. The guy scored 32 goals last season. He's put 6 in the back of the net in the Premier League. Tammy fucking Bambi, who we don't even want playing for us anymore, has made 22 appearances. Yeah, people say he hasn't even played that many, but 22 appearances and scored 6 goals. 6 goals with 1 assist. Olivier Giroud, 17 games, 4 fucking goals. He's 2 away from Timo, and Timo's played 35.
Wow.
He's played double. He's played over double. Wow.
Yeah, and then you look at Callum Hudson-Odoi, the guy that everyone gets so angry about and says that he's not been playing enough. He's played 23 times throughout, 2 goals and 3 assists.
Same stats as Ziyech.
This is my point, right?
He's got
we are Chelsea fucking football club, right? You look at our, not only from Timo Werner, but all of our midfielders, creative midfielders, to midfield, right? Is that fucking good enough? Is that the standard that we've come to as a club?
It's nowhere near.
So, why can't we just drop these fucking hires and just look at it as it is and actually be like, do you know what? We've been fucking shit. This is not good enough. Not from only Timo Werner, but from Pulisic, Havertz, fucking Ziyech, all of these players. They have all let us down massively this season, and people need to understand that there's not really, for me, one player, barring, let's look at Mendy. Maybe Mendy, because
That's why I
he's come
picked
in
him as
there.
player of my season.
31 appearances and 16 clean sheets. I'd probably give it to Mendy.
I
Looking
would
at
as well,
everything
'cause
there, I'd give it
he's
to
affected
Mendy.
us. He's affected us more positively, I think, than any other player this season, because he saved us. He saved us points, or he saved us 3 points. You know what I mean? And got us through. I know others have scored, but Mendy would be my player of the year. But you're right, Jem. Look at the old days, and I hate going back to the old days because it's not fair. It's fair and unfair at the same time. But you had, Drogba didn't score like 30 goals all the time, but Drogba was in double figures. Lampard, then Ballack, Robin, Duff, Joe Cole, Maluda, Anelka, and seasons like Kalou. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Kalou, exactly.
It
Enough,
doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
We've got to stop protecting players that don't deserve to be protected. That's my point.
Do you know what it shows, Jem? Do you know what it shows? It shows, to me, it shows how good, how even more of a great player Eden Hazard was at this club. Because he used to bail us out multiple times, and we haven't got that option anymore. And that's why we're coming up short these last 2 seasons. Because he would have he turned with his goals or assists, he turned losses into draws and draws into wins. And no one stepped up. It's
just not good enough. Like Slens, like, how do you feel about looking at this? Like, it's just not good enough, mate, is it?
Bro, I feel like every single team in the league has like a midfielder, attacking midfielder, or a striker who gets 20 goals or 10 assists.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get that for us? Next season? Who's gonna get that for us if we don't sign anyone?
Fucking 50 mil. 50 mil.
I don't see anyone doing it. I said this today. Listen, like I call Mo Salah and I call Bruno like stat padders, all right? But we need that shit in our club. I wish we had one. Someone who could bail us out, even if he's not good to watch technically on the ball or the eye test. But at this rate, I'm wishing we had someone like that. It's embarrassing. Like Zuma's our 3rd highest scorer in the league. Go ahead, Zuma.
It's not good enough. We've got a £50 million striker, right? That's played 35 times this season, 6 goals, right? Kai Havertz played 27 times, 4 goals. Hakim Ziyech, all right, he might not score as much as them. Where is he? Yeah.
Can I just say, everyone talks about Mason Mount. Everyone talks about Mason Mount as being this, this prolific hard worker, right? You know what other player we also used to say that about? That used to be at Chelsea, Willian.
That's very true. That's very true.
Willian was such a hard worker for Chelsea. Do you remember that time when literally the whole team basically checked out and he was turning up game in, game out? Like everyone checked out because they just wanted Jose out at that point. But he was like, "No, I'm still gonna play. I'm still gonna give my all. I'm still gonna work hard." But we were still crap, guys. We were still crap.
The issue is though, we don't have that one player at the moment like we did with Hazard that covers everyone else's stats. Do you know what I mean? Because when you have that one player,
that world class,
I
bet you that season we scored more goals that season than we did this season. I bet you anything. We scored more goals that season than we did this season. I bet you.
Honestly, right? Listen, look. Last season, right? It was his first season at proper season under Lampard at Chelsea. He scored 7 goals last season. Yeah, he's only scored 6, and apparently he's been our fucking best player this season. He's scored less. Yeah, I don't even know about his assists and whatever. He's only assisted 10 in 73 games. And this is a guy that
has more assists.
Wait, so he got 5 assists last year as well then? 7 goals and 5 assists. This season got 6 goals and 5 assists.
And I bet you, Jem, the high percentage his assists. I bet you all Zuma's goals come from Mount's corners, I think.
This is just...
And the thing is, Jem, guys, they'll be watching this, and they think, oh, they're looking at stats. But listen, at the end of the day, these stats are what made us scrape top 4. If we had stats, if we had goals, and we had numbers, then I wouldn't care about the stats. But because we don't have any, we have to analyze it. We have to see what the problem is.
And that's why I'm doing it. And don't think I'm sitting here to just slander our players. I'm trying to open your eyes as viewers to show you that the standard that Chelsea set, and you've got to think back to when we had the legends, was fucking high. And my standards are there. They stay there. My standards don't drop. My standards stay there. Yeah, and that is not fucking good enough. So when people were sitting there defending and sticking up for the Mason Mounts or the Werners or the Kai Havertz or the Pulisic's, for example, that is, you put them, I wish I could do it, put them next to fucking the Lampards and the Drogba's and the Hazards, and let's Let's actually see how good their stats are.
Do you know what's scary?
And put them next to the Makalelis, the Essiens, the Joe Coles, the Good Johnsons. Like, they are all not good enough.
Do you know what's scary? Do you know what's scary, right? Do you know what's scary? If you were able to take the players out, the names and everything like that, and you just showed someone randomly these stats, they would think you were showing them stats from a relegation team.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Because of the minimal. So I don't know how the hell this team. Looking at those stats, I can't calculate in my brain how we've made it into the top 4 with those stats.
Because we have a good defense, Andrew. That's why.
There was
that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Good defense and goalkeeper.
I saw from somebody. I can't remember who it was now. But they said, I think for the last 2 to 3 seasons, like, we've only made top 4 because all the other teams around us have bottled it. Like, they just bottled it worse than we have. Like, last year, Leicester messed up. Like, we were predominantly better than Manchester United.
Even under Sarri. Yeah. Arsenal had 6 games and needed 2 points. Right? 2 points from 6 games, and they're playing like all the lower teams, and they couldn't do it. And we got in third.
I actually think
it's just mad.
Yeah, and again, last year it was because of Leicester. This year it's because of Leicester again. Like, it's always because there's another team around us who's also competing for top 4, who just ends up bottling it worse than we do. But statistically, you guys are absolutely right. For the last 3 seasons, and especially the last 2 seasons that now we've last 2 to 3 seasons where we've made it back into the Champions League, the points tally, to finish in 4th place with that amount of points. That usually doesn't get you top 4. Yeah. That usually is not good enough. That gets you into Europa League, that points tally. But we made top 4 because these other teams around us just bottled it worse than us. Not that we're actually good. We are lucky. Like you guys said, the fact that we're sitting here thanking Spurs for saving us, like, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Andrew is 100. When he said that it looks like Jem's showing us stats from a relegation team.
I'm trying to get it up.
That's what it feels like, actually seeing this out loud, because, you know, some of these make sense, like Timo Werner being the most offside, Kurt Zouma being the person with the most aerial presence, despite Tammy Abraham's 6 foot whatever nonsense of, you know, just non-existent presence, whatever. And
do you know what it is, by the way? Listen, we can be happy about top 4, yeah, but what stands out the most is that we're 19 points away from Man City. We're 19. That's how far we are from competing for the title. That should be very damning. It's not about top 4.
No, Slens, because someone will say last year we were 33 points behind the champions and we're close to get to 19. That's what they'll say. They'll say we've improved.
Do you honestly think that we're gonna touch the numbers that these guys put forward, right? Look at this, right? Look at the numbers that they've done over their careers for Chelsea, yeah? This is goals. Didier Drogba 104, Eden Hazard 85, Jimmy Floyd Hasbank was on 69, Zola was even on fucking 59.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do we see any of these players that are currently in our team even getting close to any of them? Let's just go down. Let's make it a bit more easier for him, shall we? Look, you've got Good Johnson, Diego Costa, who was at how long was he at Chelsea? 2 seasons, wasn't it?
3 seasons.
Yeah.
And he only really played properly.
He was injured a lot, he was injured a lot as well. Yeah.
These men are scoring 6.
Top goal scorer.
These men are scoring 6. Look, it's not even like even if you go to the bottom of that, bro. Ivanovic has got 22.
Allow it.
Listen, Johnny, listen, bro. I really like you. You're a nice guy, but I'm sorry, bro. You saying putting Mount and Lampard in the same sentence is a disgrace, bro. I'm sorry, man. It's a disgrace, man.
Man
You can't do that.
Where is
the
Johnny?
same sentence.
I don't know.
Scholes, Mount, listen, he put Mount in the same sentence as Paul Scholes, This is why the first time on GNA TV, I lost it, guys. I lost it.
I know Johnny said that. He did, for Johnny's sake, he did say he was repeating what Roy Keane.
Yeah, fair enough. But even if you were repeating what Roy Keane is, it was still.
Yeah, I know.
Even now, like, especially now that the season's ended and we're deep in these stats, like, does it not sound even more ridiculous?
Johnny, can I just say something to you if you're watching, mate? Mason Mount has had the most shots for Chelsea this season, 82, right? Well, I don't know if that means on or off target. I don't actually fully get it, right? But out of 82, he scored 6 fucking goals.
Jem, can I add to that? Stat, by the way? Listen, in the league, he ranks 116th when it comes to shots converted to goals. Right? Think about that. So what that means is that he takes shots. It takes him 116 shots to score a goal. But, I mean, something like that's not. Sorry, per minutes. It's mad, Paul. It's mad.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Guys, let's get to 40 likes, please. People, there's 40 of you still here. The link's in the chat now. You want to come in and don't come in here and try and defend your players, please. Just at least try and understand.
And Jen, can I preference what their response is? If we're criticising a player, don't come at us and go, "Well, this other player didn't play well." Focus on that player, okay? We're not criticising one player. We're criticising all the players. So we're not focused on one player. So just come with a proper response. Don't go, "Oh, that player didn't play well."
Come with stats.
Yes,
yeah.
It's 59 goals and 15-16 we scored.
59. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And I think we conceded 53.
Yeah, we finished 10th. Wow.
Well, wait a sec. Sorry, when was that? What season?
The 15-16 season where we finished 10th.
Yeah. That's the season.
Really bad season.
Well,
yeah.
I know we conceded a lot of goals, but seriously, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Jesus. Shit.
Yeah, I looked at the table.
Wow.
When you mentioned that, I just wanted to see.
I knew
How many did we concede now? 36. All right, we've improved. That's clear. Under two, that doesn't surprise me under Tuchel because that's all Tuchel, really, isn't it? Let's be serious. But in terms of,
we're just more clinical then, still.
Still being in the Europa League, though.
Yeah.
we scored 59 goals then, yeah, and I think we only scored 58. I think we scored 58.
And Hazard did not help us score one of those goals, I remember.
Oh no, he scored a couple of those goals.
All right,
he did. Remember at the end.
No, like Hazard didn't score for 365 days, Andrew.
No, but at the end of that season, remember he scored against Spurs, he scored against Liverpool. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you are right. You are. Yeah. He scored that wonderful goal, didn't he?
Well. Neeks, what you saying?
I want to know who timed me out. Someone timed me out in the chat.
Did they?
What?
Yeah, it was me. Sorry.
Listen,
I'm
no
not
one time
surprised.
anyone out. Yeah, please. Don't, especially Neeks as well, please. KJ's here as well. Did they?
Yeah, don't worry.
Listen,
I just wanted to say, I think.
KJ Neeks turn up when I start bringing up stats and how.
Listen up, you frauds. Listen, I need you, man, to start being you fraudulent brothers and win this Champions League, please.
Not on these stats.
Oh no!
We're trying.
Hey, at least we're in the final.
Yeah, bruv. I'm saying, I'm gassing you up. You need to win this final, bruv.
Leave him.
Sprinkle some George on City, man.
I
Please.
have a signing of the season.
Oh, is that Lambs with clear speech and oh wow, nice to have you back.
KJ with her inside voice.
Your inside voice, man. We love to see it.
KJ and Neeks, on a serious level, though, right? I don't know if you see me break down earlier about especially our midfield and our final third. All the players that play within sort of the strikers, creators. Look at this. This is really fucking poor, right? Mason Mount, who we say is playing really well. I'm glad David's not watching. Right, he's had 36 appearances, 6 assisted 5. Right, Christian Pulisic has only scored 4 fucking goals with 2 assists in 27 games. Right? Kai Havertz, 27 games, 4 goals, 3 assists. Right, Timo Werner, 35 appearances, 6 goals. 8 assists. Now, if you look at him compared to Tammy, he's got the same goals as Tammy. Yeah, all right, he's assisted more. And Giroud, who's played a lot less than him, scored 4 goals. How the fuck have we made Champions League football looking at them stats?
Your defensive structure.
Edward
is impeccable.
Yeah, Edward Mendy, man.
Your defense is bailed you out. You guys went through a period of just scoring 1 goal and shutting everyone out, and it's
embarrassing.
You're literally your attack. I don't see why Chelsea fans are always gassing them up, saying, "Oh yeah, Pulisic is better than Rashford, Havertz is better than this player, that player." Your attack has been so poor this year; it's actually a disgrace.
You've actually gone backwards from last year, and you bought players for those positions, and you've gone backwards from last year. That's not good. And last year you had a transfer ban with an inexperienced manager. It's not good enough.
Guys,
it's not good enough. Your highest goal scorer has 7 league goals.
Guys,
7.
Those attack
penalties.
stats are from relegation teams. You know that if you took the names off and the pictures and you look for those stats Those are stats from relegation teams.
Yeah, because you know
what I mean?
Have you got any of your players in double figures for goals in the league?
No, it's never happened in history.
Jorginho's top scorer with 7 penalties.
What pisses me off? What pisses me off the most about this?
Mason Mount is world class, but he scored 6 goals last year. No, sorry, 7 goals last year, 6 goals this year.
Yeah, but listen, this is what pisses me off. We've got to stop, and it's driving me fucking mad. All these hives for Jorginho's, Werner's, Pulisic's that we've got in our fucking current fan base need to look at these stats and see it as it is. Because if this is the standards that you set of your own football club, this is shocking. My standards are a lot fucking higher than this. This is not good enough.
And there are Chelsea fans that are comparing Mason Mount to Phil Foden. I'm like,
no.
You know what?
not level.
From a rival's point of view, this is what is frustrating with Chelsea fans sometimes. Because it's kind of like, well, my player's better than yours. But when you say, like example, a lot of people say Pulisic is better than Rashford. But when I say he's got 30 goal contributions all season, he's got 10 in the league, he's got 10 goals in the league, more than Pulisic, more assists. All I get thrown at is, but decision making, technical ability, dribbling. Bro, Pulisic can barely be on the freaking pitch, let alone score goals.
The only thing he's better at Rashford at is getting injured. That's the only thing he's better at.
It's stupid tribalism, man. Literally, we should have no loyalty to these players. They've proven nothing to me this year.
Man United fan, 250 million on attackers, 47. He's put pounds for Bruno.
The thing is,
18 goals in
the league. I don't have an issue with rival fans going at other rivals to my player's better than yours. But to have to start, you start standing players in your team who ain't even tie their boots properly, let alone score some goals. Like as Jem said, where's your standards?
Where's your standards?
Where's your standard? Banter rivals, cool. That's what you're supposed to do. But have some standards. Like, don't come out and say, my player, my this, my that, and he hasn't done anything to say he's your player. Because if half of these players were sold tomorrow, your team ain't going to be any worse than they were this year anyway. Correct. So then what?
Correct. Jem, but isn't it crazy though? Yeah, we're only 4 or 5 points from Man United, and Thomas Tuchel. Literally, if it wasn't for Thomas Tuchel, I don't know where we would be. We're in the Champions League final with this team, so there must be something underneath to think about. How the hell has this team that we're
Alex, I'll tell you what it is. It's called fucking luck, because if Lampard was still here, we weren't making Champions League, and we shouldn't have even made Champions League this season. Looking at that, looking at the stats of our players and what they've done and what they've contributed this season, it's been fucking shit.
Jem, I will say we have definitely performed better in the Champions League. Like players like Ziyech and Werner's actually thrived in the Champions League more in the Premier League. If you noticed how they play. Like,
but it's not still good enough, Chris.
I'm not saying it's good enough.
I just think it's a bigger occasion. It's a bigger occasion, and they've showed up in the bigger occasion.
So then it's a mentality issue then.
Yeah, this team.
We know this.
It's a bit of a mentality issue. Yeah.
This team thrives on being. I think this team at the moment, because of the lack of leadership, it thrives on being the underdog. If you've noticed, when they've been a favourite, for the game, they shrivel. Recently against Arsenal and the FA Cup final.
When you deep
I think
we've actually only improved. We've actually only improved, like he said there, in not conceding. If Tuchel didn't come in and sort the defence out the way he did, honestly, which is obviously
you'd have been out of Atletico Madrid.
Would have been
out.
Yeah, of course we would.
Exactly.
I reckon we'll finish
I'll tell you what, Jim. I'll tell you what. Listen, to be a bit more positive,
that was it. Nothing else improved other than that defense.
Hold on. To be a bit more positive, yeah. Listen, all it takes is just for one of these players to start doing the business next year.
Wait, hold on a second, because I have to go because I've got to start working. But I see Johnny is in the chat and he says, let him on.
Yeah, get him on. He's going to defend Mason Mount, but I don't know what he's got to defend.
Yes, I want to see what he says, man. I want to hear what he says.
We do know ball. We do know ball.
See you later,
maybe guys. Do you know when Johnny puts out the chances created?
You know what I will say though? If I was a Chelsea fan, I would be frustrated. But at least you've got the positive of, okay, we've got a base to go off. Like you've got other clubs like Spurs and Arsenal. There's no base. Like they have to redo the whole foundation. But you've got the foundation now to build off. And Slender's right. Maybe I don't think it's just one. I think you'll take 3 players in your attack to start firing.
Yeah.
But if they do, it is a promising thing for Chelsea. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's just a very frustrating season.
It's just how long you wait for potential. Do you know what I mean? How long do you
like
wait
you don't need superstars. Like I would say, you need another midfielder. I think the guy that you're scouting from Monaco, I think he's a very good young player. Harry Kane would ultimately, I think he will shoot you from challenging for top 4 or challenging for the league. It's as simple as that. That's what Harry Kane does. You don't need that much, and that's why it's frustrating how, as a Liverpool fan, you got lucky getting into the top 4 because you can attract these players. Whilst if you're in the Europa League, it would have been a bit difficult.
The irony of Liverpool fans talking about luck.
I was gonna say, don't you think you guys got a bit lucky?
You were lucky.
You guys got a bit lucky getting there last second.
We all got a little bit of luck.
all got lucky, man.
Anyway, Johnny's with us now. Johnny,
what's happening?
I've shown you the standards. What is it you want to say, bro?
Well, I think let's have it right. I think everyone's got to look at. I think Mason Mount should be the last name on the list of criticism, to be honest with you. And that's a fair statement. Because the whole front line, whether Mason Mount's been in it or not, and most of the time this season, especially under Lampard, he's been played out of position quite a lot because of our injuries going through in the season. But if you look at our front line, and you've gone through all the stats, Pulisic, Giroud, Tammy, who hasn't even played, really, who's actually in all competitions, top goal scorer. He's got 12 goals, and he's hardly played in the second half of the season. All right, and then you got Ziyech, Adoy. Where are their goals? Where are their assists? Like if you're gonna cut, hold on. If you're gonna come at Mason Mount, I think you've got to order it in a certain way, because Mason Mount is not the problem. It's the other lot that are the problem. Because
can I ask Johnny a question?
Yeah, Johnny. Sorry, but Johnny, isn't my question is just quick. Isn't Mason Mount also a part of that attack force, that strike force, because of where he plays in the team? Yeah. So don't you have to include him in those group of players who are on the
Yeah, but there's been games he's played in pivot, or he's played on as a winger, and he's not a winger. He's really he's a sort of an 8/10 for me. And
all right, but Johnny, people would say the same about Werner if they want to defend him. He's not played, they're not playing him in the way that he was at Leipzig.
He's played inside left. He's played inside left.
But he was played with a big man.
And he played in a 4-2-2.
I think
my point is, so I just want to ask a question. So you said he should be at the bottom of the list, or the last one.
Yeah.
In terms of the attack, and maybe if we agree with that, cool. But you admit that he should still be on the list. Therefore, he deserves some criticism.
I think. Look, the bottom line is right. I think. Look, you can come at all the players, all right, but you've got everyone, and this goes to the whole fan base, because they never look at the all round picture. They just look at stats, and you got to look at Iterson stats. Number one, number two, you got to look at all the factors outside of the game. Okay. So let's take Werner, Havertz, Ziyech. Silva, who's just exceptional anyway. He's just world-class player. Him and Kante, world-class. So you take those players, and Chilwell potentially had Premiership pedigree already from the previous season with Leicester. If you take those first 3 players, they've come into a new culture, a new club, a faster league and better league, COVID restrictions, can't train, can't go out with your teammates. All these factors change 2 managers in one season. Add that all into the mix of different systems, injuries, of them being in and out in the front line. I get all that, and I actually take that into consideration, how that has detrimented our season, because we haven't really had our front line all fit together, playing consistently. I can't name a string of games. Hold on.
Sounds like it's
one second, because you've spoken. Let me just respond to you. One second. So my question to you is, go on, land.
The point is, we haven't had a string of. I think we've had 2 games in a row where Tuchel, even under Lampard, Tuchel has played the same front line. So that was Havertz, Pulisic, and Mount. He played twice in succession. Apart from that, it's been tinkered every single game.
Okay, but here's the thing, Johnny. Number one. Now, what I want to address is the fact that Mason Mount has 36 appearances. That's number one. I just want to keep that in mind while I go on. Number two, he's got the most shots for Chelsea in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And he's converted 6 of them. So we have an impotency problem, right? We're not scoring enough goals. Do you not blame the person? Do you not blame the person who's taken the most shots? Because clearly he's missed the most, right?
But are you not looking at you're not looking at your strikers to have shots.
I understand, but he's taken it upon himself to take the shots. He's getting in dangerous positions and taking the shots.
Because no one else is.
Well, Werner is, but man just can't hit the target, man. You know what I'm saying?
Johnny,
Johnny,
my point is this, mate. Right? We've got to stop defending these players, and the reason I say defend is because Mason Mount's been probably the best of a bad bunch. Let's be serious. He's been the best of a very bad bunch. Yeah, looking at the stats and what I've gone through here, but these are not Chelsea standards, mate. They're just not good enough.
I'm going to put it to you like this. Then I'll put it to you like this. Then the goals that Mason Mount has scored, are huge goals. They're not just goals against Sheffield United. I mean, he did actually score against Sheffield United, but what I'm saying is, and we were going for a bad patch then. So
that's why he's favourite of the season. That's why he's favourite of the season.
But the goals he's scored have actually contributed to us getting to Champions League final.
Facts, yeah.
But Werner's doing the same thing, but yet Werner gets more stick.
Well, Werner only scored against Real Madrid. That was
Thank you, KJ.
But that's all he scored.
Didn't Werner goals against Newcastle? Didn't Werner help you get a penalty against Man City?
He's got the highest assist in Chelsea.
Yeah, but that's
as you guys said. KJ. You expect him to do that. He's a striker. You expect him to do that, right? I understand Johnny's point.
He's better off Mason Mount has been robbed. I've got a compilation on Twitter of about almost 20 assists.
That happens all the time, bro.
That happens to everyone, bro.
Everyone.
I've seen Man City and Brian.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you just convert half of those chances, just half, Werner would probably have
bro. This is my. Oh, no, go on.
This is not a everything is Mason Mount's fault session. It's more about looking at the team as individual players and what they need to do to improve the team as a whole. So no one's sitting here. I don't think anyone will sit here and say Mason Mount is the reason why Chelsea have underachieved and he's bad. But when looking at the squad, when looking at the team, when looking at players' performances as an individual, there's still things that Mason Mount needs to improve on.
I've never said, has anyone heard come out of my mouth that I said Mason Mount does need to improve? Because I've never said that.
But the point is,
hold on.
It's where you're palming off the criticism to other players.
It's not. I'm not palming it off, and I've got every right to palm criticism off to the others because they're in the more attacking positions than Mount.
No,
Mount is not really.
Johnny.
What do you mean I can't do that? Why?
You can't. You can't.
But Johnny, the stats prove that he takes the most shots, bro. So he gets in the more dangerous positions.
One second. He played more games than any other player.
Take Mason Mount. Take Mason Mount out of those games.
He's on that pitch.
Take him out.
All right, he's played deeper in some games. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But in many games, he has been playing as one of the two behind the striker. So he's a part of that front three.
Yes, and he's been robbed of assists.
I'm not saying it's Mason Mount's fault, but I'm saying he's got to be involved in that. If you look at their stats, they're just not good enough for Chelsea. That's just not good enough.
You lot can go by stats.
Johnny.
That's fine. You go by stats. I go by what I see on the pitch. And what I see with Mason,
we do both. We do both.
You have
to do both.
Your stats are outweighing what your eye test is.
Yeah,
but I'm feeling.
Johnny. My eye test says to me when I watch Mason Mount is that he's a good player. He's got a good pass. He gets into great positions. But when he gets into his positions, many occasions you can tell he gets overexcited. Maybe feels the pressure of being the guy. And he overhits the pass or overhits the shot.
Is it his fault? Is it Mason Mount's fault? Right. I mean, the fan base. I'm going to all the fan base. Is it Mason Mount's fault that Chelsea Football Club and all the players in the squad are relying on him? Is it his fault?
That's true.
I agree with you. You're not going to be reliable.
Secondly, no, they're not though, Jem. People are not relying on Werner and Ziyech and that when they should be.
I will say
but they're not. They're relying on Mason Mount because Mason Mount
is
is the he's the glue to our side. You take Mason Mount out of our side, we wouldn't even be dreaming of Champions League football or a final. And I stick by it. And I'll stake my mortgage on it.
Depends who you replace him with, bro. That's a very hypothetical statement.
Sometimes you got to look at when a player's missing and you miss that player's more important to you. Whether he gives you a goal or an assist or not, he's important, because the other side of Mason Mount's game, the invisible side, I like to call it, goes off the radar to everyone. Yeah, that is pivotal to how we play as a team.
But Jem already accepted that he's the best of a bad bunch. But if the bunch is bad, then how much praise can you give to the best of the bad bunch? In the sense of he's open to criticism. What you're doing is just defending and protecting everything, whereas everyone else is allowed to be blamed, everyone else is allowed to be criticized. But when it comes to Mason Mount, anything that he's done wrong is not his fault. It's because of someone else.
It's not that he's done anything. I don't see that he's done anything wrong. I see that the kid's trying to grow as a player, as a footballer, and he's not having the time to breathe, because he's relied upon so much. So you can't naturally develop a player that should be naturally developed. But
I can go with a lot of players. Because you mentioned lockdown, you mentioned new league, new country. So that means you can't criticize everyone, because there's mitigating factors for nearly everyone. Half of the players were frozen out
at all.
Half of the players were frozen out under Lampard. And that could have been a reason why they didn't perform in the second half, because they weren't playing the first half of the season. Everyone, there's a mitigating factor for nearly everyone. But at what point do we just sit down and say...
The new signings, I don't criticise, because they get a lot of stick, like your Havertz's, your Werner's. If you listen to me on shows, I back those two players, especially I back those two players. More so Werner, because Werner's had more games. And I think everyone's got to understand that these players next season, that's when you can judge these players very harshly. This season's been too unprecedented for all clubs in the Premiership. Every club has struggled.
So with that, with that, no one should criticise them.
No one's really. It's not that you can't criticise anyone, but
you've had a good season.
I think. Do I think we've had a good season? Yeah, I think we have. Yeah.
No.
I think
not a chance.
Why have you not?
Not a chance.
We've been firing blanks.
We have finished.
Hold on. We've been firing blanks. Yeah.
Listen.
We've been firing blanks.
Johnny, ask me a question and answer it, bro.
We've changed two managers in the season.
Okay.
And we were left 8th or 9th when Lampard got sacked.
Johnny,
and we've got
the club appointed Lampard. Listen, Johnny, the club, as a club, we still haven't done well. The manager's going in and out as part of the season, right? So we made that decision. So you can't tell me that Lampard. No, that context is rubbish. We can't use that. Based on the points, on the transfers, we've progressed by 1 point. Right, 1 point from last season.
Did you expect Tuchel, bruv, to get top 4?
No, it's not about Tuchel. It's not about Lampard.
It's about Chelsea
as a club.
But Chelsea, I'll tell you about Chelsea, yeah? Chelsea, since Lampard, Drogba, Terry, all these players left, and Hazard was carrying us, when Hazard left and Lampard took over a team that was not even a top 4 side, we were lucky to be a top 8 side. I'm talking real. No, you're delusional, bruv, to think that we were, when Lampard took over, you're delusional.
You finished third and won the Europa League.
No, he's talking about the Lampard season.
I'm talking about Lampard,
the season before you came third and won the Europa League.
Just about. He got top 4.
Johnny, I just need to do a quick comparison, real quick, just to understand.
We're not a top 4 side, bruv. We were not a top 4 side.
You are.
No, we weren't.
We are trying to be more top 4 side.
Do you think
when you lost Hazard and you had a transfer ban and the condition we were left in, we were so lucky. The way Lampard got us top 4 was unbelievable.
We should never have got top 4 with Lampard.
We should never have got top 4. And I'm talking too real, bruv. I'm not being delusional.
For comparison, just to understand. Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done a good job in Manchester United?
I think I think because he's been given the fucking time, yeah, he's been able to show progression. Yeah, he has done all right. I would say with Ollie, right? I'd say with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he has, although he's failed in every semi-final up to now, he showed progression to get United to where they are now, and he's building. You can see he's building a very good side. You're still short of 3 or 4 players. I would say 3 players probably. All right, but he showed progression because he's been allowed to. He's given time to do it, and to be fair to Ollie, yeah, he's come from 3. He's had 3 dips, I think, or 2 or 3 bad dips. Yeah, and he's pulled you out of every single one.
No, you know what? That's fair because from that answer, for me, it feels like you're more of a person that give managers and players time to do things, and then you'll see the results, which is fair enough.
You have to though.
But nobody's saying sack Tuchel and sell the whole team.
No. I wanted to give Lampard time. I was sold a dream by Chelsea. I thought we were changing our model to actually build, have an actual project of 3 years. And when they sacked Lampard, that was it for me. There is no way in hell Chelsea are changing. One sec. So Tuchel's come in now, and he's done a phenomenal job, and I respect the gaffer for it.
Okay.
All right. Even though Spurs helped us.
Johnny, can I just say something?
But next year, don't think if he doesn't win a title, or let's say he fails Champions League final, and he doesn't compete next season, the guy's gone, man.
Listen. Can I just say something? When comparing it to United, you're going down the wrong path, because if you look at the reason United have been with Ollie,
finished above us now.
No, it's because the board have different expectations. The board doesn't. They don't have the same we expect to compete for trophies. Yeah, that's why we spent 250.
Hold on.
That's why. Well, so you can't tell me.
Let's talk about expectation.
I'll let you finish, Johnny. I'll let you finish. Please let me finish.
All right, go on.
Thank you.
I'll tell you.
So I'm saying you want us to build 3 years. I don't make it to a Frank Lampard debate, but you want us to build 3 years with Lampard, but the board doesn't have the same patience. They want to spend money and they want to compete. Right, and they want to get in the best manager.
The expectations suited the board last season when they brought Lampard in, knowing he's an experienced manager.
Listen.
Right, hold on, Slins. Let me finish.
Okay.
So he's brought in Frank. They brought in Frank Lampard, and he overachieved and got us top 4 in FA Cup final, which he probably should have won. Yeah, he did overachieve because he's inexperienced. He had 1 year of Championship experience.
Johnny,
1 year.
Expectations change during the season.
Right. So
they change during the season,
yeah,
Johnny.
Listen. So he's got the main ambition and target for Chelsea, the Chelsea board and the football club last season was what? To get top 4.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Because they had a transfer ban and no Hazard.
Okay,
yeah?
but Johnny, can I respond to you then?
They've come into this season expecting
I get your point.
To not to win the Premiership. No one's expecting to win.
Okay.
But top four
challenge.
Is a must.
No, it's a challenge.
Now, why is that different to Man United? Why is Man United different to us when Man United?
Because the Glazers don't care. They just want us to get into the top 4.
Right.
I'm trying to say
we want top 4 and to compete as well.
No, you want trophies.
When it comes to the whole top 4 fiasco,
we could have won an FA Cup and we would have won a trophy.
When it comes to the whole top 4 fiasco, you have to understand,
But top 4
expectations. Wait, one second. Expectations change. Leicester last season didn't get top 4, and we called them bottlers because expectations changed. And if we didn't make top 4 that season, we would have bottled it. So he done his job. He didn't exceed his expectations. He done his job.
No, he did.
Yes, he did.
No, Slen.
I don't want to make it into this debate, bro.
I think the disrespect on Lampard is a bit much, man. Come on,
Johnny.
It's not disrespect, bro.
One second,
I think it is because the guy Ollie's had like what 8 years of managerial experience. Yeah,
no, more than that.
More. All right, he's had more than that.
15.
Okay, and they're both taking over massive clubs.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Arguably United a bigger club,
Johnny,
So Lampard's done an amazing job, mate.
One second. So this is Mason Mount's heat map, for this season, So goals is green, shot on post is yellow, save shots, block shots and miss shots, So that's his heat map for this year in terms of the 80 odd.
Oh, shot map, bro. It's a shot map.
Shot map.
Yeah.
A heat map is where you've been running around.
Heat map looks like it's like blotches of different grades of colour. You know what I mean? That's just that's like this is like going Specsavers for an eye test, bro.
This shows his missed.
I remember that far green shot,
which is So this is showing his missed shots, his blocked shots. He's shot. Because the reason I'm saying this is because he had the most shots for Chelsea. He had 83 or 84 shots in one season this season for Chelsea.
Wow.
So what we're trying to base is where are the shots that he's taking. The ones that he scored, as you in green, are all inside the box.
All right,
except for the one outside, yeah.
That's all well and good,
the West
all right?
Brom?
Yeah, the West Brom game. I can see that tiny little green dot if I.
Guys, I've got to dip into the rest of the show, man.
If I squint a little bit.
There.
Guys, no, he's taking the same amount of shots as Bruno, by the way. Same amount of shots as Bruno.
Bruno
scored 18 goals.
Bruno is a top draw player, bro.
No. It's not about that, bro. Listen, I'm just trying to prove a point. Here? What I'm trying to prove is that your highest shot taker should have a lot more goals than if he's taking 84 shots.
Blocks, bro, with about 8 defenders in the box.
Come on, man.
It happens with everyone, bro.
I'm asking you though, like, what you think? Every shot he's got a clear shot at.
That's not what I'm saying, bro. But listen, if you look at the conversion rate, bro, 6 to 84, bro, that is not good enough, man. And especially if you have a goal scoring issue in your team, it's not good enough.
Red ones.
Bro, listen, Werner doesn't get out of this for scotch free as well. He's the same thing. He takes so many shots and he doesn't score. We can't have two. They're completely the opposite of clinical, and this is our problem. When you have the two shot takers who take the most shots that don't convert the shots, you have a problem.
But I'm going to the same thing. You can talk about Mason Mount all you want, right?
But it's not Mason Mount, bro. It's a bigger issue.
We're talking about Mason Mount right now.
Yeah,
the bottom line.
We're talking about everyone.
The bottom line is,
everything,
you just brought me up a Mason Mount shooting map or whatever.
No, but the reason I did that is because, bro, he is the highest shot taker. I keep telling you, listen, I understand he's young.
Credit to him.
He can
He's
give full the
trying,
context.
man. The kid's trying. No one else is fucking trying.
But Johnny, you can look at it in both ways. Yeah, you could say he's trying, but you could also say he's bad decision making. Why are you shooting from 30? Every man, if you ask any manager, they hate players shooting from 30 yards out.
Johnny, I just want to clarify something.
Listen,
Johnny, I have to head off quickly. Let me say something.
I can't look at a heat map without actually having examples of these shots, bruv. It's very hard to just.
Johnny, let me just say one thing before I go. Yeah, quickly. Listen, when it comes to Mason Mount, I'm not gonna lie to you. In the beginning of the season, I wasn't a big fan of him. He's turned me into someone who I admire a lot. Like he has actually turned my opinion of him completely. Listen, he's proved to be clutch this season. He scored very important goals, and he completely deserves that player of the season. But the criticism I have him, I think, is very fair, bro. And honestly, I think if he doesn't improve his shooting and finishing, if he's going to keep taking the same amount of shots, we're still have a problem with finishing, and it's not going to be good enough, bro. We have 58 goals this season.
The bottom line is, we need a striker. Nice one. We need a striker, mate.
Well, we created the most chances this season since Tuchel's come in. We're first, so that's the problem, isn't it? And look, the football that we're playing at, it's good. It's our players that are not actually doing the job. It's not actually Thomas Tuchel getting the tactics wrong or anything, because we can see on the pitch. But look, what I would say to this here, though, you start have what thing is though, what do Chelsea fans expect when you have a 21-year-old? Yes, look, I'm not the guy to hype up these players, but these players are still very young into a Premier League. We should have players maybe 24, 25, where these players can learn from, right? We don't have that.
How old is Ziyech? How old is Ziyech?
Our best player
Ziyech is 28, 29.
Now, and he's 22 years old. That's a problem. No matter how good you can be, a 22-year-old shouldn't always be your best player. It should be an experienced more guy who's been there and done it, and we don't have that.
Please don't compare Bruno with Bruno. Half of his goals were penalties, is what Burton Ballers is saying.
You weren't saying that when Lampard was banging anyway.
Yeah, man. Lampard was banging penalties as well.
Yeah, but not as many as Bruno.
In his best season, in the 2010 season,
about 50 or 60 goals of his goals were penalties.
Can you add before you go on? Are penalties? Can you say this? Can you say this? Are penalties easily won back then or now? Tell me which is easier now to win penalties. Back then or now?
All I would say is that as a Chelsea fan, if any other fellow Chelsea fan criticises penalties, I will just refer to you back to Munich 2012. That's all I'll say. Okay. So please please no Chelsea fans ever criticise penalties.
Andrew, 50 or 60 of Frank Lampard's Premier League goals are penalties.
And do you know what? And for those criticising the penalties for other players like Bruno, all those Chelsea fans cheered every single one of those penalties that went in. So let's be they didn't go. Oh, but it's a penalty. I'm not going to cheer that way.
This guy put out a great tweet. It was he quote tweeted Sporting Lisbon's tweet saying, "Man United take good care of our boy," and then the guy wrote, "Bruno's taking fucking good care of United." And it's so true, man. It's so true.
One sec, Johnny. Joe, to be honest, you see what it was yesterday? It highlighted everything I've been saying from the start of the season. I told everyone that what's his name, that Jorginho won all that, and he proved my point. I told everyone Werner ain't no gun, man. He's a German Forrest Gump. He's not the dead shot we need, Will Smith sayings. He was awful yesterday. And everyone, I don't care if we're going to the top four, every single one of those players should hang their heads in shame for how they played today. There was no individual standout terrible player. Everyone as a collective was poor from back to front. The only person who can hold his head up high is Edu Mendy, because he actually, kept, partly he didn't really have much to do, and because he wasn't particularly terrible. But everyone else
wasn't that bad yesterday.
I think
Silva, Aspie, and stuff. Like Reece James didn't have a good game, but
Reece James.
I don't think Chilwell did that bad either yesterday.
Don't start me on Ben and Jerry's ice cream. He was rubbish yesterday.
How was he rubbish? He's the only one who actually got a goal. He's the only one who got a goal.
So what? Marathi.
And he's a defender.
Badly.
He's a left
Best of a bad bunch, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Best of a bad bunch, isn't it? So
exactly.
What did Ben Chilwell really do bad defensively yesterday then?
He was getting. So you know what it was? Did you see like 25 minutes into the first half, they switched Traore and Grealish because they knew Grealish was going to spin Chilwell for fun, and he was spinning Chilwell for fun for a good 5-10 minute period.
I'm pretty sure Grealish was in the middle.
Nah, I think you're watching.
Grealish was in the middle, mate.
Sorry, Grealish didn't do anything. All Grealish did yesterday was roll around the pitch. He didn't do nothing.
What did he do?
The thing is, you don't like Ben Chilwell, and that's why you have a criticism.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Andrew, are you saying it's an agenda?
Hang on. Grealish went over to the right side because he couldn't do anything against Chilwell. That's why he went over to the right.
We've got to stop these. We've got to stop these.
We've got to stop. We've got to stop.
Listen,
one player. They're all crap yesterday. You were right in that portion of your argument. They were all subpar yesterday. Every single one of them. Not picking up any single one. Maybe the goalkeepers are the exception. Even Kepa's the exception. Yeah?
That's mad.
They were all bad yesterday. It was like they played yesterday like they already got Champions League football.
Yeah, they did.
Not that they were fighting for it. And that's the problem.
That's what pissed me off.
Problem.
It's the mentality.
Every single
no
one of them.
There taking the game out. Look, you need our team doesn't have that player mostly in attacking phase to take this game out of this. Take the game out of the scruff.
No, but usually before the injury, that would have been Kovacic. Kovacic was doing that. Like especially when we saw against Crystal Palace, Kovacic was like the midfield maestro, controlling the play. When it came to us attacking, it was always Kovacic that was at the centre of it. But the difference we saw yesterday was Kovacic wasn't doing any of that. Neither Kovacic nor Jorginho. Jorginho, my God.
No, we can't speak about Jorginho. As a collective, Kovacic and Jorginho were both poor.
I'm not saying Kovacic wasn't poor either. I said both of them were poor.
I mean, Alisson scored more goals this season than Kovacic.
I think with Kovacic, I don't know what it is with him because he was good before his injury. I think his name was Matt Charlton's injury.
Because he was rusty. Because Kovacic was rusty.
It just seems a bit off.
A bit too much than what he's been used to with Kante. That's
just saying, Alisson scored more goals than Kovacic.
Yeah, it has been kind of.
I don't tell you why normally. I don't know why for yesterday, but
it doesn't work. Stop playing.
It has worked. It has worked against West Ham, Real Madrid. It has worked against Real Madrid. It was.
It wasn't that.
I don't understand it for Aston Villa exactly, but defensive structure.
You don't trust Callum Hudson-Odoi. Because why would you not play him there? And just that Reece James is obviously the future. You want him to play as a right centre back of a free. Cool. I get that. But then you're going to throw Aspie there. Like why? Like it's just I don't get it. Give show a go, especially in a game like yesterday when we needed to fucking win. Give us a bit
And
more.
like, he did mention that we were going to go all out, but I did not see that at all. I didn't see us going all out. I saw us doing the same lethargic play from day one, as if we didn't need those 3 points to guarantee us a spot in the Champions League and guarantee us first place. So that kind of pissed me off because
you can't say you're going to go for it if you're playing Aspilicueta.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can't say that. That's more defensive.
Yeah, that's way more defensive.
Yeah, you can't say that. And our midfielder, like I said, our midfielders, they don't score goals unless it's a penalty.
The bottom line is, lads, the first half, the first 25, 30 minutes, we dominated them, but we just didn't finish our chances.
That's
we
the
dominated.
problem.
But that's been the story of the whole season. You see, if we'd scored, whether it was Mount or Werner or Pulisic, and we scored that goal, even 1-0,
Johnny,
dynamics changes.
Even the first half against Leicester, where we played really well. At the end of the first half, we're still 0-0.
I know. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem, mate.
Yeah. That's the main problem of the season.
Against City, if you don't score the first goal and you don't take your chances, you're not going to win. You're not taking no cup home.
Johnny,
not even that.
As well, right? We don't concede. We don't concede many goals. Which is a good
or many cutthroat chances. We don't
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So we should be in an even stronger position to win games with ease.
Here's something else I want to bring up here.
We throw it away.
Some fans
mistakes that allows these teams.
We are our own downfall, sadly.
Yeah,
we are. We really are.
If you look at all the goals that we've conceded, it's been our own fucking doing. We would do something stupid.
Yeah, it's our mistakes, isn't it? Our mistakes.
I also wanted to bring up, it's like a massive point with Ziyech, because a lot of fans I like to get on Ziyech, but they don't understand what Ziyech's role is in the team, which is to create chances. The same reason why some Man United fans get angry at Bruno Fernandes is that he loses the ball too much. But at the same time, what does he do? He creates chances. Ziyech on the pitch yesterday, I saw him lose the ball a couple times, but what did he do at the end of the game? He created chances.
Yeah, but the problem, the thing with comparing that is, right, I get what you're saying, and I do agree. I mean, one of the reasons I love Bruno Fernandes is he just takes risks all the time.
Exactly.
But he backs it because he delivers. Ziyech can take risks, which is great, and we need that, but he needs to back it up with, I've got the right to take those risks because I'm delivering. But the problem is he's not getting enough consistency.
Well, the thing is, our front liners aren't scoring. That's the problem. That's the main issue. Is we should stop putting the heat too much.
Johnny, you know, also the other thing, So imagine in a game where we're playing poor, but look, for example, Tottenham is a good example. The amount of times that Kane gets Tottenham a win, or the amount of times he gets them out,
you haven't got that.
An equaliser,
have that clear. Every time we play shit performance, we always tend to lose. We don't play bad and go and win the game.
Am I right in saying that?
People that can score goals. If we have people that score goals,
we know.
I not be worried because I can think, okay, look at Man United. The reason why Man United are where they are is because they go down every time, but they always go and get goals back because they have goal scorers in their team. So that's the main. That's literally until we get clinical people. Look. I don't want to criticize Mason Mount because he's a 22-year-old, but at the same time, even himself, he should be more clinical. But that's the problem.
He should have scored yesterday twice.
If you're playing for Chelsea, no matter what age you are, you're always going to get criticized. The age factor is completely useless. Like you should render that useless.
Yeah,
Mason Mount's been very good this season, right?
Forget the Mason Mount stuff. Aside from that, am I right in saying that we have only been behind and won against Manchester City at the Etihad with Tuchel?
I think so. Yeah.
So every time we've gone behind,
and Leeds,
that's the only game.
We can't score. We can't score more than one.
No, but Leeds we didn't win.
No, but that was before. That was under Lampard.
Under Tuchel, he struggles when we go a goal down because of our formation.
See you guys later.
No, but
I think about overall.
But typically,
we've barely been behind.
Typically with Chelsea, we always do that though.
No, but when we do go behind, it's like the team doesn't know how to deal with it. They can't react.
It's not even that. You know what it is? It's when we go behind, we played the exact same as if it's still 0-0 or as if we're 1-0 up or 2-0 up. We played the exact same lethargic, really slow on the ball.
And look at who came on against City. We had the Doy and Gilmore playing, didn't we?
When we were losing 2-1, and it was the same thing. All of a sudden, the intensity levels rise. Like, why couldn't you play that from the start? Why do we play from the start?
Yeah, but Chelsea have always been
It
like
requires
that.
effort, bro. It requires a lot of effort.
It's other people.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Chelsea tend to always be like that.
We
That's
always,
the problem.
whenever we go
we
1-0
never
down
like
in a
to
big game, we wake up.
Yeah.
That's just the way we are, man.
And
that's a problem.
And it's funny because we look at teams like Man U and City and even Liverpool. When they go down, you just know they're gonna come back. When
I was saying Champions League final,
Chelsea are not used to being. They're not used to conceding right now. Chelsea are not used to conceding, so therefore, when they do concede and it means they go behind, they don't know how to deal with it.
That's what I'm saying. But Champions League final, yeah. But the first team to score wins the game, easy, just like that.
Well, I think I'll be honest. I think City have got all the capability to come back and win if they go behind. But I think we have to.
I don't think
we're
so.
the ones that have to score first. Right?
Yeah, we have to score first. If they score first, we're finished.
We got to score first, and then we just got to
always
defend
for our lives.
And
I have no
I
have no confidence for the final.
But then, who are we playing as a front three? Because right now, like our
I
options
think
are limited.
Havertz has to play.
Mount, Havertz,
Havertz,
Werner, Mount. Yeah. Pulisic, this myth about Pulisic needing to start.
No, he needs to come off the bench.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
Pulisic. Off
I
the
mean, he
bench.
hasn't proven
And this
himself
was
as
the
much.
point we were making about Pulisic.
Even Ziyech is a shout. You know that.
I'm fine with
Ziyech,
Ziyech. That's still
Mason Mount, Havertz. It's going to be Werner, one way or the other. Werner.
No, but he might.
In the big games, especially against City as well. Ziyech always tends to provide.
Highlight you need a Werner.
Very true.
He might play Werner down the middle and then play Ziyech. If he doesn't play Werner down the middle, we'll play him on the left and put Havertz false nine and then have Mount on the right.
But you know, I think the thing with this Chelsea team, which I think is sort of a dilemma we have, and it's a bit frustrating, is that even when we were winning, and I guess nobody complains when we're winning.
I got to shoot off, lads.
These sort of things we talk about.
Big up, James. Big up.
These things we sort of talk about in regard to our attack, we are only comfortable when we are the ones sitting back. Whenever we face a team that sit back themselves, or we are the ones that have possession, we struggle with our attack because we have attackers who can't actually break a team down. And you know, I'll be honest, I understand that we don't blast guys like Mount and whatnot all the time, but I'll be honest, Mount isn't the type of guy to break down a bank of like 2 5s and 4s. You know what I mean?
Darren,
work better. He's not.
That is Darren. I thought so.
Darren, but you know what I would say? Yeah, the other game yesterday, if we were clinical, we would have won that game easily, right? Because Harris had chances.
Story of our life, Alex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Werner had chances.
I said that's why I went. That's why I got
Werner volleyed it, and he completely misjudged.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to hit the player's hand. Yeah.
Did you see Kane?
But Alex, how many times in games have we said this, mate? Like if we just been clinical against Leicester, if we just been clinical against this at Arsenal, if we just
Werner
all season.
Werner's never a clinical striker.
That's why I said don't criticize Lukaku and that.
Our team is not incapable
Werner's had loads of
of
chances.
actually playing. We're actually good. The thing is, we're good at creating chances, even against low blocks. But the only thing is, we're not converting those chances. Sometimes other teams will have the problem to even create chances. We actually make the hard thing to actually create the chance. The easier thing is actually to actually get the goal. That's the problem. That's the missing link.
I hate when people come here saying, "Oh, I don't want Lukaku. I don't want this. I don't want that." We don't have beggars. Can't be choosers.
I just want to lift the striker. I don't care.
That's stupidity.
As long as he's clinical,
and
I
if
don't care.
anything, and if anything, like that Aston Villa game shows, because that was a typical story for our season. We need a striker. That's the main thing we need, because the fact that we can't finish all these half chances.
We need a midfielder.
If anything, it's the Leicester game that really showed that we need strikers. That Leicester game, that game was
no, we don't need a midfielder.
How many shots did we have? I think we had like 18 shots.
It's the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game.
You also got we lost 1-0.
Yeah, but you should have scored
I mean,
4 or 5.
For midfield was solid during the game. I mean, we found passes between the lines. We just couldn't. We created chances, as Alex said, but we couldn't finish them.
Midfield's not good enough.
We were moving the ball well. We were creating chances like in the first 30 minutes.
It's the longevity. You don't get the longevity with Jorginho and Kovacic. That's the problem.
Like, is the football level good?
We're getting that too many then.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I agree. I agree with,
We just need a finisher.
Jem when we say that we need to improve the midfield as well, because well and truly, we know that the intensity when we go 1-0 down, you want to see from half time the intensity go up. I saw Aston Villa still press us when the second half started, and I'm thinking, boys, what is going on? And obviously they go and score the second, and it's like, guys, what's going on? But
especially when we got pressed, I think Kovacic lost the ball.
Look, Grealish was running away from players. I'm thinking, fucking, come on, boys.
Yeah, that's always been our problem, though. Like, it's not nothing new.
It's true.
But we lack in midfield. We lack creators, people that would get the ball and actually do something with it. People say Jorginho do it. He doesn't, because I've just looked at the stats. Kovacic don't. Do you know N'Golo Kante, who's been injured for most of part of this season, has got more assists than Kovacic and Jorginho in the Premier League?
Crazy.
Yeah, but they're not really supposed to be creators, are they? Like,
doesn't Kovacic have 1 assist in 90 games?
Exactly.
He has 1 goal in
the
0
and
goals.
it's true. It's not.
He has 1.
Someone's so progressive with the ball at his feet.
And we think that's okay. Listen, the problem, watching this season, this reminds me of 13-14. The problem is always the strikers. The problem is our finishing having a focal point. You know, we do create a variety of chances, maybe not as fluid or fluent as people would like, but you know, when you have a focal point, when you have somebody who, although you can focus all those chances on, and you know, it's a clinical striker who needs a half chance, doesn't need a full, you know, the ball on the fucking plate. Those strikers change the entire scope of the game, because we always get a half chance, a close chance when we start the game. You have a Lukaku who finishes that, the game opens up. We never finish that. We always get early chances. Always.
No, I completely
never
agree.
finish
And I do agree with you that I know that our midfield could be better and all of this could be better, but honestly, if we have a striker, look, I remember Diego Costa days. I remember the one game was against West Brom where we struggled to get a goal, and Diego Costa literally got a goal out of nothing. Went down the sideline, bullied the defender off the ball, runs down left foot, top corner.
That's what I'm saying.
Striker that could be just bail us out.
Nah, people don't want that. People.
And the thing is, we've managed this top 4 with all these dead strikers. Dead attackers. And Champions League final.
Our top goal scorer is Jorginho with 7 penalties in the Premier League.
Embarrassing. That is
funny. That is funny, man.
Yeah. I kind of wish Timo took those penalties, what he won. Then he'd be top scorer.
I've said it. Our standards as a football club have dropped massively. If we think that Mason Mount has had a great season, if you know whoever else has had the only one that's had a good season is Mendy. I'm telling you,
Wait, Jam. What about Thiago Silva?
No, because even with Thiago Silva, as great as he's been, you know, we've with him on the team. You know, and he's been injured as well.
No, but Thiago Silva's been brilliant.
He has
been like people on They were definitely certain games when Mendy obviously saved us.
I don't want to sound like
our defense saved us as well.
What kind of point is that, fam?
I don't want to sound like Johnny, maybe, but Jem, please explain to me why you think Mount hasn't had a good season, a great season.
He scored 6 goals, man.
Yo, he's played. But do you have? Hold on, let me
complete.
Do you have context with what you're saying? Mount has only played attacking mid 20 times this season.
He's played 38. He plays 37.
Yeah, but he's played in different positions in the 37 games.
But do you think
listen, we get the but for Chelsea standard, it's not good enough.
At the end of the day, you need to have context in what you're giving about stats. Mount has played as an attacking mid 20 times. And in those 20 times, he has 4 goals and 4 assists.
He's also had the most shots for us. He's had 83 shots this season for Chelsea. Yeah, out of 83 shots.
Well, that's a good thing.
Wait. He scored 6 of them.
Hold on, guys.
And he assisted 8. I think, or less than that. I don't remember. Look,
no,
but at the end of the day, I'm not saying. Look, Mason Mount will probably get it. He will. He probably will get it. That's not my dilemma. My dilemma is how our standards have fucking dropped. Because this is what we're looking at as the pinnacle.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't be that. Chelsea football.
And you know what it is as well? It's the fact that other Chelsea fans think, you can't give criticism to Mason Mount because he's 22 and he's up and coming and this and that. No one cares about the age. He's a Chelsea football player. Every Chelsea football player has the right to be criticised. Or why the fuck are you on the pitch? They expect that from themselves.
He's been the best of a bad bunch. That's what he's become.
No,
Yeah.
I want you to judge. I want you to judge his season solo, like his season by himself as a young player, as Mason Mount.
Oh no, we're not doing this young player. He's a Chelsea player. End of.
All right, then why don't you have that same venom for Havertz?
We are. No one. Everyone is.
It's everyone.
Listen, everyone.
How many goals and assists? How many goals?
Hang on. We're getting on to everyone, yeah.
By himself.
No, that's not the point, bro. We're not saying it's all Mason Mount. This is what I'm trying to get at. Is this Mason Mount? If you look at, they've all been bad. They've all been shocking. But Mason Mount's been praised very highly about having such a great season, and he's played well. But for me, he's played better than the others that we've had on the pitch. Fine, but it's not that fucking great. That's what I'm trying to get to. It's not as good as people think it is. I'm trying to open people's eyes to say, look, this is what it is.
When we say as a collective here, the whole team has been poor, and we get on to each and every player, we compare each and every player. Why is it that every single time we go on to Mount, everyone starts having a problem when he gets criticized?
Because he
when we've been criticizing everyone else.
Because he's proper Chelsea. Proper Chelsea. That's
because he hasn't been poor. That's why. Listen, we're talking about Chelsea standards. Hold on, we're talking about Chelsea standards, right?
Daniel, we've already talked about Ziyech.
It's not.
If we're talking about Chelsea standards, the year we won the league with Jose Mourinho, Oscar had similar numbers, and we praised Oscar.
Hang on. Wait.
Oscar wasn't player of the season. Oscar was not player of the season. That's the difference. And I think if you listen to the point James making,
I'm saying
this is where it becomes silly because we're going all protective over our emotional agendas, and it's not about that.
Exactly. Let's not do agendas. But even with that in mind, on an unrelated topic. Ever since Christensen's been out of the team, we've lost our clean sheet. Just saying.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hey, Lewis. Thiago Silva's our number one centre back.
Hey, Thiago Silva is our number one centre back. Christensen's also our number two.
He hasn't been that great, bro.
Rudy's our number two centre back.
I know that ain't Rams talking about centre back.
I agree that Oscar did have a really good season. I don't deny that. And for me as well, I do think Mount did have a good season as well. But you know what the difference is for, let's say, Mount and Oscar. And I understand Mount didn't play those positions the whole time, but most of the season, he's been in the front line. So I do understand that for Mount, he did come and he performed and he did do well for Chelsea. But like when you're in that front three, I expect you need to be scoring goals. Pulisic, if you're not getting to a double, look at Mane this season. This guy had a poor season for Liverpool, but got 11 goals. Nobody's even got nearly half that. But Mount has got player of the season. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying Mount has been bad. Nobody's saying that. But like Jem is saying, I think the standard that
analysing Mount just based on goals and assists wrong in the first place.
What I'm saying is this, and this is why I asked, what stats are you looking for to tell you this is a great season? Because he's only played as an attacking mid 20 times.
Oh, we got top 4 anyways.
Hang on. This is
analyze his performances just based on numbers.
In the front three, he was poor. Yesterday he was terrible. Yes, facts. But we're talking about over the course of the season, if this season was great or not great. But I'm looking at it individually.
I'm one of the boys, right? I'm one of the guys that's actually defended Mason Mount throughout the whole season and actually said that he's our best player by far. He deserves player of the season, right? But when I watched yesterday's game and actually delved into the stats at the end of the season, I looked at it wasn't just Mason Mount. I looked at Hakim Ziyech. I looked at Havertz. I looked at Werner. I looked at Christian fucking bollocks Pulisic, who's been shit as well. Yeah, all of their fucking assists and goals. I'm going to show you. I'll show you again in a minute. Were poor. We shouldn't even be in Champions League football. That's how bad they are. Yeah? And what gets me is it's not any individual one. I'm not pointing any finger and saying, hey, he's crap, he's this. I'm just saying, as in terms of standards of our football club and what we've had prior to this, I'm talking about, the Lampards, the Drogbas. This is not good enough. These standards are not good enough for us.
I think it's the first time in history that we've made the Champions League with a player getting less than 10, with a single player getting less, like a striker or anything like that, getting less than 10 goals.
Exactly.
Less than 10 goals in the Prem.
I never disagreed that our standards in general as Chelsea is dropped. I mean, Jorginho's playing in midfield, and people are okay with that because he recycles the ball. I know the standards have dropped. The standards have dropped when you have Kovacic getting one goal in 90 games, and people are saying that's okay. When Pulisic we signed for 60 million, he has 4 goals the entire season.
Yeah.
The entire season.
Look at that gunman Jorginho. Love to see it.
1 second, right? 23 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists, Hakim Ziyech. Jorginho's actually our top goal scorer with 7, yeah, because of a penalty.
Come on, gunman Jorginho, let's go.
Mason Mount. Hey, Lewis, I've got a little treat for you after as well. Wait there, all right? Mason Mount, Mason Mount, 36 appearances, 6 goals, 5 assists. So he's played pretty much every game.
The most out of
you could pretty much say most of them. Yeah, that's still fucking poor. Yeah, Christian Pulisic, right? 27 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists. Right, Kai Havertz, which we moan about, has not played a lot. 27 appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists. Right,
Jim, minutes coming to counter that as well.
Timo Werner, all right, 35 fucking games, 6 goals, 8 assists. Tammy Abraham, 22 games, 6 goals, 1 assist. Giroud played less than all of them up front, scored 4 goals, yeah. And Callum Hudson-Odoi,
in the one game,
2 goals, 3 assists. Now, Lewis, the little treat I've got for you is in terms of defenders, Christensen has made 17 appearances. He's had 8 clean sheets, but in terms of when he's played, we've not conceded 1 goal in the Premier League compared to the others.
Ooh.
I think Rudiger's got 1. When I look here, yeah, Rudiger's conceded 1 in 19. So if you look at it like that, Christensen on paper.
No, that means he scored no goals. That means he scored 0 goals.
Yeah.
That means he
scored 0 goals.
Yeah, because you look at Zuma, he scored 5 gols.
I can't big him up, but he's
Jem, I was going to tell you, I love the prop, but it ain't even true still. I wish.
17 clean sheets.
Man came on and we shipped 5 to West Brom, remember?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Zuma outscored Alba Bumbleclap this
season. What's he pulled a hamstring as well? Was it Man City?
My point is, boys,
Man City, where we conceded.
Ziyech, Pulisic. I'm going to throw Mason Mount in this as well. As much as we defend him, he has to be thrown in there because he's been playing. Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, all of them have not even hit any double digits yet, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough. That's not good enough.
It's not true, Jem. It's not true.
Yeah. No, it is true.
Timo Werner said double digits in VAR goal disallowed, 14.
Because he's been offside most of the time.
Even 14. That's not excuse. He's just offside.
That's our top scorer. VAR disallowed.
Here you go. You ready for this one? Yeah. Jorginho, top goal scorer. 7 goals. Assists.
Come on, Skengman Jorginho. Let's go.
Look at this, passes, total passes made all season. The most is Thiago Silva. Mason Mount has had the most shots of any player this season.
6 goals. Not good enough.
Look at the difference between Pulisic and Mason Mount.
82 shots Mason Mount
almost
had,
That is appalling.
Season, yeah. Hey, look at this. Wait a second. This is where it gets interesting, right? N'Golo Kante, right, who's not played that many games this season. He's been in and out, yeah. He's done the most tackles at 79. The defender that you slander the most, has won the most aerial battles and the most clearances in Kurt Zuma, and then you look at the interceptions.
Hoofball and vertical jumping.
More than Kovacic and Jorginho at 59, Look at the offsides. Look at this. 27 offsides.
That's embarrassing. And Jem, can I make a point about Mason Mount as well? Can you look at the stat of tackling real quick as well?
And just to finish off, sorry, Kepa, look, he still led more. Kepa's still led more errors to leading goals, and he's played less. He's only played 7. He's still got more than in him. But Christensen's second. Yes, I love it.
Wait. What a player, Christensen. Yeah, what a player. I can't believe United and Arsenal.
That little waste man, Mane.
You see with Mason Mount. Did you notice that he has the second most tackles?
Put him in a back pocket twice.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I'd say. Like Mason Mount, he has the second most tackles behind Kante, and he's one of the forward attackers. So it goes to show that our system actually is built for defending. This whole thing is built for defending, and it makes sense as to why we struggle to actually attack. Because Mason Mount, when he's in that front three, he's pressing most of the time. He's not even focusing on the final third.
He scored what? He scored less this season than he did last, and he played
My
more.
problem is Mason Mount a bench man? Is he a bench man?
No,
he's not. Is he?
No.
He's not. So why are you happy that you got 6 goals when you're a starter? It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
No. I'm not saying it's good enough, and I agree. But I'm just making the point that this whole team setup, when we're saying why is Werner starting, why is Mason Mount starting, it's all to do with the systems. For me, they all press. They all try to, they're ready to tackle. They're ready to squeeze all the gaps. Like Real Madrid was the perfect example. They tried to play onto us.
You're
Mason
bringing that
Mount,
up,
he wasn't
but that's
in the
what
final
Liverpool do year in, year out. They're
It's
made
nice.
to press and they scored the goals.
And
That's the
United do it.
Yes,
City
but they have
do
more.
it.
Exactly.
But
So
they have-
that point is very
if Liverpool do, why didn't they do against Real Madrid then this season?
Because
we were
what kind of point is that? Because they weren't good enough. They're not as good as Real Madrid.
Yeah, exactly.
But
play like
Real
shit.
Madrid
Why didn't they do it against Real Madrid then?
Chelsea's pressing too much for Real Madrid.
Are you not deaf? Are you not deaf?
Wait, I don't think these guys are getting it. Like, what is your point? What is your actual point?
You saying
just because they couldn't do it against one team, it didn't work out successfully because they weren't good enough on that day. That's the point you're trying to bring up.
I know Liverpool press, but it's a good thing.
This season.
If we're looking at, because we're looking at from a whole season as a context, a year in, year out, they press in and out and they scored the goals.
And just to add,
the point you were trying to make is that we press. Yeah, that's the reason why we don't score the goals.
Just to add salt to that, you do realize RB Leipzig love to press. RB Leipzig love to press, and Timo Werner pressed a lot, and he scored a lot of goals. So
in fact, pressing is the reason why we should be scoring more goals. Why do we not have enough goals to back up that?
Guys, why blame that all on Mason Mount though? Mason Mount.
No one's blaming all of that on Mason Mount. You guys are just thinking that everyone's blaming that on Mason Mount.
No. I was just making the point that no, guys, hear me out. I was just making the point. I was just making the point that Mason Mount, out of all the players on that Chelsea team, next to Kante, is making the most tackles. So what does that say about our team? If he's making the most tackles, then what is Jorginho doing? What is Kovacic doing? What are the other guys doing? So then if Mason Mount is that guy making a lot of the tackles, then the other guys should be actually doing more. That's why Timo Werner, for me, I can't see why anybody can defend Timo Werner strongly, because clearly he should be the one fucking getting the goals. He's nowhere near high up in the tackling. I don't know what his dribble take on stats are. Probably dog shit. Everything in his game
I agree,
is
Timo
not good.
definitely needs to score
And
more.
he's played the second most next to Mason Mount. Mason Mount, you can see what he's done.
I agree with what Darren's saying, that 100%. But Lewis, I haven't had your thoughts on the season overview, mate. How do you feel about everything? I know it's not finished yet, but
Chris is the best centre back in the world.
Someone said it, innit? Not me, but I agree with that person as well.
Tell us, do you think the standards? Let me ask you this: do you think the standards set for Chelsea, compared to from what I've shown you there, are below par, or do you think this is about right based on what you've seen?
Well, our standards were to finish in the top 4 for this season, and I guess we did that. I say I guess because we just got out-bottled by Leicester City. Really and truly, we should have dropped top 4 at the last game of the season, which is utterly embarrassing. But I feel like it's us finally being made to pay for our shit finishing. Like, every single game, it's the same bullshit. 5 chances, no goals, or we're lucky to even see 1 out of it. The team scores first, they sit deep, we struggle to break them down for 90 minutes. I mean, thank God Ben Chilwell scored, because somehow that's the goal that saved us from top 4. But that whole game was an utter embarrassment.
He was going to save us from an FA Cup final as well. Deep it.
Yeah, that offside was fucking bullshit. Still, fuck VAR, you already know.
I mean, it was offside.
I don't blame individuals for this. Midfield was shocking. I thought Jorginho didn't really have as bad of a game as people were making out to be. We just struggled with the physicality of the game. Kovacic was rusty as hell coming off the injury. And the fact we didn't have Kante off the bench, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot with that one. Front 3 was just our front 3. All of them were absolutely shambolic the entire match. Kai Havertz came on. Everyone will say he should have started, but with him coming off the injury as well, he wasn't going to start. So I'm just happy he came on when he did, because we saw a change in the way we played.
Him and Ziyech changed the game a bit.
Kai looked good. Kai looked good coming on.
Yeah, but weird enough as well, I still don't know. I still would start Timo Werner up front against Man City.
Yeah,
only because they play a high line. I feel like it suits him a bit more. But if they sit deep, yeah, we're pissed.
I don't think they're going to sit deep.
Jem, can I ask you a question?
Go on, mate.
Actually, yeah, you go first.
I was gonna say you man did an Arsenal, man. You got rid of your best centre, your second best centre back at your club.
Tamori.
Tamori.
Tamori isn't our second best.
And Rudiger.
No, Tamori. Wait,
Rudy's better.
Okay, if we're going with that, but from what we were seeing, before,
defense is the issue.
I'll be watching Tamori is our fifth centre back, not our second centre back. I don't know why. Why is everyone back on the Tamori wave after literally 3 months?
You know
3
what I mean?
weeks ago, everyone was saying
Have we?
That's Tamori's our best centre back.
And Maldini rates him. Maldini rates him. So that has to get
Maldini rates him. Maldini rates him. Maldini doesn't rate the player that he is right now. That's the big difference.
You want to say that Boy Keane rates Billy Gilmore?
He's a good prospect.
Boy Keane rates Mason Mount.
We just didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, same way. If they want to buy him for that amount of money, go for it.
Wait, Chris.
We have enough centre backs at the squad. We have Mark Gay. We have Xavier.
There's levels between Roy Keane and Paolo Maldini, mate. There's levels. Just saying.
No,
guys, I wanted to ask you guys a question real quick.
Roy Keane won everything to win.
Seeing this team,
seeing
this Chelsea team, what do you lot think about Hudson-Odoi potentially just play? Not now, obviously. I wouldn't want him to be in the final or anything, but before. Hudson-Odoi for certain games, just playing that right wing back, because I see that Tuchel's now putting Reece James right centre back and then Aspie on the right wing back. But how much does Aspie actually offer us on that right wing back? Chilwell has shown to me that he does stuff, but what does Aspie actually do on that side?
Attacking wise,
I get
not
that he's a captain, but attacking wise, like what did he do?
He's not even
defending wise. He will offer more on Hudson-Odoi, but attacking wise, Hudson-Odoi would definitely offer more.
You know, red card
you say defensively, but yesterday.
Why are we playing Aspie against Aston Villa? I don't get that. Why are we playing him as a right wing back against Aston Villa? We're not playing against fucking.
He's very good as a right centre back.
Is Aspie only out for the Premier League games, or is it for competition, all comps as well? Because he picked up a red card. What does that mean? Does that mean he misses the final, or was that just
that's a Premier League for next season? I think.
Does it go on to next season? I don't know.
I think it carries on to next season. Yeah. They're gonna have to try.
What do you want to say, bro?
Right. That's enough. I think we have already arguing for this for nearly 2 hours, and I can't lie, we can go this back and forth all day till the final, and it won't end it till probably the day after the final. But I will say this, you know, at the end of the day, we already got top 4. I think after yesterday's debacle, we need to calm down on ourselves and look the season overall. 250 million pounds we spent this summer. Last summer, and if I ask you a question, do we improve from last season? Absolutely not. Last season we finished with 66 points, and this season we finished with 67 points. Literally, we only improved like 1 point, papering over the cracks. So
do we blame our board for buying these types of players too?
I wouldn't say that. Because you know what? Because before all of this, when the transfers happened, no one was saying, "Oh, we had a shit transfer season." You get me? No one was saying that. Everyone was happy with the transfers. So why now are we gonna change our direction or our approach towards the transfers?
Because you realise that they're bad.
They bought 21 for 70 million, thinking that he's gonna.
We like new toys.
Thinking that he's gonna light up the Premier League in the first season.
Nah, I don't think the board had that expectation that Kai Havertz was gonna light up the Prem just like that. You get what I'm saying? Like Kai Havertz, that was clearly an investment.
He's meant to be Balak, bro.
Balak said he was generational, so that's how it started.
He's meant to be Balak.
Right, man. Trust me. He will.
But yeah, Kai Havertz, it was an investment.
Even Balak said he was meant to be him.
He's good.
Yeah, but you're not going to expect him to do that right now. It was clearly an investment. You're not going to.
If you're meant to be Balak, you're meant to be
Why
Balak.
not? We just said
that's what he said.
Young players, it doesn't matter what the age is. Why aren't we expecting a 72 million player to?
Because that's why I said the board did that. I never said I myself did not want him to light up.
Why do you think the board wouldn't expect that?
Paid
What about
70
Chelsea
million.
says that?
The board paid 70 million for a 21-year-old. That part of Chelsea said that.
That's our problem.
Yeah, to perform right now.
If anything, they would have paid 70 million for a bloody 26-year-old, like bloody Kane or Lukaku. They're not going to pay 70 million for a 21-year-old.
I think you've got to bring context to it again as well.
Come on.
The players that we brought in, they ain't won things. They ain't that they're young top players that are very good.
For the long term.
They're not meant to like. I get to the point where when you buy, we're buying to win. I get that, but I never expected once for us to win a Premier League with these players in the first season. It's just not possible.
Like for me, Timo and Hakim Ziyech were especially those guys that were board expected to light up.
Do you know what?
Guys like Kai Havertz now.
Fans, yeah, we're overhyping a lot since the start of the season about new players coming in.
Yeah, but that's every fan base. Like,
that's the problem. No, that's the problem though.
But it's going to be every fan base. Like it's not just Chelsea. Every fan base, Arsenal, Liverpool alike. Every fan base is overboard.
I think out of all the seasons, though, this season was probably the worst one to gas every player like that because we didn't have a pre-season this season. The whole COVID thing messed everything up. So everybody expected all these a completely new attack to join together and be firing straight away. That's not how football works. You need chemistry. You need all this stuff. And like Carlos just said, people just put the pressure on the madness.
Okay, seeing that we're saying all this. Okay, but seeing that we're saying all this, what's the expectations for next season then? So now we've got top four. We've got into an FA Cup final and we're in a Champions League final. What's the expectation next year?
Fight for the title, fight for Champions League. They've got to win trophies.
It's going to be very interesting to see what recruitment we do. Who we bring in, who leaves. That's going to be very important as well. So the summer's going to be interesting.
I'm more interested in seeing who leaves because there's a lot of dead players that need to go.
We will be doing transfer news on here as well. It's nearly been 2 hours, so I am going to end it there because I've got a bit of work to do as well. But make sure you go over to Lewis's channel because I'm sure he's doing a stream at what time, Lewis? I'm assuming 4, 5 if you're still there. 3. 3 o'clock.
3, yeah,
3 o'clock over there. So get over there and check it out. But we will be back, guys. Thank you all for jumping on, guys. As always, appreciate you all jumping and getting involved. It's still 60 of you here as well, which we appreciate. It's been a good show, and we'll be back again soon. So have a good day and peace.
VIP, stay low key, like bando bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah.